Hi, Abraham. So looking forward to Wednesday. Really love these, and they make an impactful and powerful difference. The last time we spoke, you were talking and you spent some time about feelings as opposed to putting the mind and processing things. What has happened since then is I've been allowing that just feeling, and keep trying and putting the head out of it. What has happened is that I understand that the vibrational aspect is really what connects me to the inner being, connects me to manifesting and allowing things to happen. I feel that by feeling, I'm getting guidance, easier to understand, almost natural to follow it, without having the head go into rational thoughts of why not, what if, and it doesn't look so. It's made a world of difference. Where do I go? How do I follow up on this? Love you all.
Well, now you're getting right to the heart of where we are in the evolution of this conversation about the field of attraction and you presenting yourself to it. And you're talking about what we talked about in our opening words here today about focus. So usually when you think about focusing, you pick a subject and you think about that subject. We are asking you, as you think about focus, to pick a feeling and focus on that feeling. The benefit of focusing on the feeling is that you are not as long distracted by the gravitational pull of all of the beliefs that you have around all those subjects. In other words, it's a smaller palette to choose from feelings than it is every thought that's ever been thought or every thought that you've thought or even every active subject in your life right now. And so you've heard us through time ask you when you ask you to do something. We ask you that when you know that you're out of sorts, when you know that you're not in vibrational alignment with your inner being, when you can tell that you're attracting what you don't want because you don't feel good, we've asked you to go general. Because the more specific you are, the more confusion you add to the mix. So the reason that focusing on feeling is an effective approach is because it's easier for you to isolate a less resistance frequency than when you are trying to sort out all of the pros and the cons and the pluses and the minuses of the subject at hand. For example, let's say that you are thinking about the subject of money, dollars, currency, abundance. But let's make it that tangible stuff that you exchange for so many things in your life experience. So let's say that you find yourself worrying about money, worrying about money, worrying about money. So you're thinking about money, and you're thinking about where to get it, the hard places to get it, how hard it is to get it, or how easy it once was to get it, or those who seem to have a lot of it, or those who seem to don't have much of it, or what you might do in exchange for it, or what you need to prepare yourself for. Do you get an education? Do you invest in the stock market? Do you try to win the lottery? Do you inherit it? Is there any potential for inheriting it in your family? Well, why not? Can you cash in something? Can you sell something? In other words, we could talk nonstop for the rest of this day and the rest of this week, and maybe even for the rest of your life on all of the aspects of money, and just cause more and more scattered confusion and more tug of war between what you're asking for and what you're believing or expecting. Earlier, as we began this sequence, we were using words. You can think about money, or you can think about the worry that you have for money. So now, for just a moment, let's focus on worry rather than money. And let's think about the aspects of worry. Now, worry is a feeling. It's what's on one end of a stick. But what's on the other end of the worry stick? When you activate something that feels like worry, what's on the other end of it? Not all of those other things that we're talking about. They're all there, but don't focus on them. Focus upon worry, and then simply what's on the other side of worry. Well, it's a feeling of relief. A relief. So isolate that if you can in your mind. The feeling of worry, and then the feeling of not worry. The feeling of worry, and then the feeling of not worry. The feeling of more calm, worry, calm, worry. What is it? What is on the other side? Worry, relief, worry, stable, worry. Esther felt it in meditation. She felt that strain of the energy competing within her, and then she moved through it and just felt relief. It was like floating. It was like freedom. It was like harmony. It was like home. It was like well-being. So what you're describing in your video is that when you are feeling your way rather than thinking your way, you have fewer elements, let's say, to consider, and a much greater probability of accomplishing release of resistance, which is what your point of attraction most benefits from. A release of resistance is really what finding the feeling place is all about. And so when you think about how the law of attraction, like the law of gravity, is responding to you at all times, but you have focused long enough to find relief. So now you, this transmitting being that is you, this transmitting mechanism that is you, is emitting a different frequency as you present yourself to the law of attraction now. And the way it manifests to you immediately is relief, release, pleasure rather than discomfort, freedom rather than bondage. You'll hear more as we are moving forward.